This is the Pan-African Bliss Show every Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The Pan-African Bliss Show. Let's go. I don't trust anybody, don't even trust myself. I was out here, I would even rub myself. If I could, that much I need drunk yourself. Try but we still out sharing it. Was it done at might as well? You said, now you wanna know if I'm good. I cannot call your back as well. Just cause you can't damage them girls. She make her take it back. You still look it to the back, yeah. You know nothing about that. You start CEO, it's not smart. Cause you can't. All this girl want to know. I'm a drug homie. You know the money I feel. They think I'm busy now.
I used to wear plain, but I'm not pulling up in the off-white pants. Everything shows, shut down the show. Now you go on, put on the show.
That's something that I still go.
Let it go. I never saw the back when I was alone.
What's plans in now? I don't trust anybody, don't even trust myself. I was out here, I wouldn't even rub myself. If I could, that much I need drunk yourself. Try but we still are sharing it. Was it done at might as well? You said, now you wanna know if I'm good. I cannot call your back as well. Just cause you can't damage them girls.
Last night I was at the bathroom when I was bartender. Hey, same time what you did tell me I got about because you flicker. Hey, you know I pay tax. Do most of the African people receive receipts of the tax they pay? No.
Need to go uptown, flipping them parks. Without you down, I'll be right back. Not a lot park in the side back. Baby, don't you know? I'll be right back. Baby, don't you know? I don't trust anybody, don't even trust myself. I was out here, I wouldn't even rub myself.
If I could.
That much I need drunk yourself. Try but we still out sharing it.
Can you rub yourself?
And I might as well.
I mean, can you rub yourself? Can you really? Can you?
Just cause you gon' damage them girls. You wasn't out here getting to the money did it for the honeys, not new. It's not new, yeah, we always celebrate. Hope it's me, we get money. They used to tell me now when I pull up the money in the streets where there's no space. Best I rather wanna know what to say.
Pull up, selector. Pull up, selector. Pull up. Pull up.
I don't trust anybody, don't even trust myself. I was out here, I wouldn't even rub myself. If I could, that much I need drunk yourself. Try but we still are sharing it. Was it done at might as well? You said, now you wanna know if I'm good. I cannot call your back as well. Just cause you can't damage them girls. She make her take it back. You still look it to the block, yeah. You know nothing about that. You start seeing it's not smart. Cause you can't. All this girl want to know. I'm a drug homie. You know the money I feel. They think I'm busy now. I used to wear a plain, but I'm now pulling up
in the off-white pants.
With the coolies though. Everything shows.
Shut down the show. Now you go on, put on the show.
That's something that I still call. First roll down and say I'm cold. I never saw them back when I was alone. What's plans in now? I don't trust anybody, don't even trust myself. I was out here, I wouldn't even rub myself. If I could, that much I need drunk yourself. Try but we still are sharing it.
I mean, we're talking about trust issues right here, yeah? We're talking about trust issues. Yeah?
I cannot call your back as well.
Trust issues.
Just cause you can't damage them girls. Last night I was at the bar trying to shoot my shot at the now.
Then your nigga is looking at your girlfriend.
What you do telling me I'm bad, dog, but she feel
I mean, how do you figure that out? When your nigga is looking at your girlfriend, like literally your friend is looking at your girlfriend, how do you figure that out? Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone I see on my Instagram page. I see Roy in the red to karibu sana na kucheki sana na cheki pia hapo siwezi pronounce jina zingine, sijui ni Jindo, ni kuita Fanto Jindo, and also see Stan Martin, if I'm not Marlin, if I'm not confused. The same dub song, I love it. That is MSG playing right here on the Black Hot Fire Network Media for the 21st century. Karibuni sana to the Pan African Bliss. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is on a Thursday, and we get literally approaching the weekend slowly. We are approaching the weekend slowly. I don't know about you guys, but karibuni sana. It has been a wonderful weekend, and I just want to update you that tomorrow we shall not be with you till the end of the session. Tomorrow I have something really important and kind of an emergency to do and rather deal with. So I'm not gonna be here for the whole full day. So today is the only day. It's not mean that I'm saying bye-bye, no, really. But yeah, today is the only day apparently for this week. I'm gonna be with you till the end of the session. Tomorrow I have something very, very important to attend to, and I'm looking forward to that. I see Olivia in the building. Olivia King, karibu sana. Na kucheki Guga in the building. Nateki Guga in the building. Guga anafanya nini? Ametetitika road trip. That is what we are all about right here. Karibuni sana once again to the Pan African Bliss. This is the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. This is the number one international online radio station, imagine, that we have in Africa. We've not been given this opportunity by so many people. You know, we're not given the freedom of talking about a lot of things. But I hope you guys are doing amazing wherever you are listening to us from. Karibuni sana. This is the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. And of course, the next jam, I began with some NSG. It's good to play some international music, you know, which is so amazing. But Guga, since I'm in the building, why not listen to him? Guga is one of the artists we featured right here on the Black Hot Fire Network. And let me tell you guys, is doing amazing. Listen to this amazing banger. We shall be back with the quote of the day as we get into the main discussion of the day. And our main discussion shall be focused on Africa is the future, whether you like it or not. Hi to you too, Olivia. Karibu sana. Africa is the future, whether you like it or not. Niambie venye una feel kuhusu Africa being the future, but personally I feel like Africa is the future, whether you like it or not. Africa is the future. When we're talking about the future, I shall be breaking down a few points regarding what is going on in Guinea, not Guinea-Bissau. Remember, we have Guinea-Bissau and Guinea. We have two countries named Guinea, but we have Guinea-Bissau and Guinea. The division of Africa is so real. We have Guinea-Bissau and Guinea. So we shall be talking about Guinea, Nigeria, and literally all of the African continent. What is happening with this division of the people, and which gets deeper because of everything not working according to how the system has been literally kept. And also the activists, where we have people who really understand how the system have really been set up. When they protest about it, it's a big problem. Like we've seen right in the 254, we had protests just a few months ago, 1.5 months ago, and we saw people being killed, which is one of the issues I was discussing yesterday. So kindly tune in till the end of the show. Guga right here, ameshashatuka road trip. Of course, I saw Guga. Shout out to him, and I hope he's listening to this. In case you want to catch us live, you know, just download our app on the Google Play Station and be able to tune in with us, because I believe most of the people are not able to keep up with YouTube and everything, but our radio station application enables you to stream live while you're still running other play stations. So kindly, if you are able to tune in, thank you so much. I'm checking on to your comments on the live stream and tell me how you're feeling today. It is on a Thursday. I'm throwing it back because Antu Guga, because tunangoja tunangoja bado B-Mix hapo. Kuna B-Mix album inafaa itoke. Thrown the album, unaget, tunaja tukirewind back pia tuna reset back onto most of the interviews we've had. And this particular month we're supposed to be having B-Mix. Album yake inafaa kutokea 2nd of May, but we may push to 22nd of May. I wonder what is happening, but we are keeping it very, very chill and very cool to see what's up, what's popping. But yes, of course, we'll be back with the quotes of the day. Remember, this is the Pan African Bliss right here on the Black Hot Fire Nature. Keep it interactive as much as possible. trip.
Ni machoki kwenye tamba ndani ya boxi. Buda
Ametoka tuka road trip.
Buda
Ametoka tuka road trip.
kuna dem nadai tu kusosi. Ghetto boy kageuka tu romantic. So akidai apewe, akistia tu baridi koti yangu inakuwa yake. Buda
Ametoka tuka road trip. Ati guga ametoka tuka road trip. Ametoka tuka road trip. Ametoka tuka road trip.
ni kama ndai imegeuka tu liquor store. Ni kama dress code ya washi ilikuwa booty short. Ni kama ngwai imetoka huko Lebanon, ngoma hazishiki wepitisha hiyo ox. Kazi ni kuhakisha tukihot na kusafisha tukikaribia ma roadblocks. Basically driver naye amenyanya, panchi zimemshika amedai kusimama.
Yes, of course, and I see John Mosquito in the building. Karibu sana. I hope you're doing amazing. Karibu sana. Thank you so much for tuning in. My quote of the day today is simple. It says, never give up because great things take time. And literally do. It's simple. Truly, honestly, in real life, great things take time. And if you can remember what I was saying yesterday on the Africa Today show, sometimes you have to face trauma, which I also learned from 3 amazing gentlemen who are in the building. Shout out to HR, the messenger, Danny Talks, and of course, Kamlesh. They say that great things take time because, and it's the reality of life, you have to go through some certain trauma for you to literally be able to learn some lessons or the things you experience, which is actually the fact and the truth. You have to go through some certain traumas for you to be able to become great. But yes, great things take time, and that is my quote of the day. So in case you feel like everything of yours is delaying, imagine it's not delaying. Great things take time, and maybe this is not the time you have to literally receive everything you ever wanted, but just be patient. That is my quote of the day.
Driver naye amenyanya, manchi zimemshika amedai kusimama. Kikope hapo naivasha chike nyama. Vibe tropic kwa kutadhani Bahamas. Nickname ya mrembo wangu ni potential. Usistuke backbench mate ikitama. Buda
Ametoka tuka road trip. Ametoka tuka road trip. Ametoka tuka road trip. Ametoka tuka road trip.
Leo livyo tunazifunza tuka lesson. Pesa kumwaga tumalize mpaka pension. Tuko kwa local na makaili na makendol. Hawapendi ngori wanapenda attention. Hapo hata exa kifumisa. Text za kushua na dai tu meet. Uko out of town niko mpakane maybe
2026.
Buda
Wagwan, karibuni sana. Welcome back to the Pan-African Bliss right here on the Black Hot Fire Network Media for the 21st century. This is the Pan-African Bliss, and you're listening to the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, the #1 online international radio station. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? I mean, which other radio station, which other online broadcast media have you heard them talking so brutal like us? Let me know. Are you talking about Tariq Nasheed, a bootlicker? You're sorry. Sorry, are you talking about Tariq Nasheed? Are you talking about Steve Harvey? Are you talking about Kevin Hart? Who are you talking about that can literally represent the black media? You guys let me know literally. Who can you talk about? But then there's a big question. And I think this is something we need to talk about actually and should go viral. Who can you really refer that we really have that can represent the black media? A big question of the day. Tariq Nasheed, we keep on talking about Tariq Nasheed. Most of the people, and I think I've heard this from Keith, most of the Tariq Nasheed bullshit I've listened to, it's all nonsensical. If you get to focus on the reality of what is affecting us as African people globally, all he talks about is cloud chasing bullshit. And the cloud chasing bullshit already have it right here in Africa. So, hey, we used to that. We're used to that. It's normal. It's normal to us. We see bootlickers, we see coons all over. So that's literally normal. but I'd love you to answer. John Moscow, let me know, since you are in the chat, who have you seen that is the black media we can literally also acknowledge? It's good to acknowledge other people, let us know which is the other platform you've seen that is literally spreading the truth, but let it be known. Black Hot Fire Network radio station is the #1 online international radio station, and that's on period. Debate with me, and I want to hear the answers. But anyway, I'll just start with the topic of the day. Today I have something very interesting to talk about, and I want to talk about Sudan. Of course, the Pan-African Bliss is all about African issues. I want to start with Sudan. The UN being involved, literally the United States, the United States organizations being involved. I want to talk about what is going on in Guinea, the fights, and also remember, also in Burkina Faso we have an issue. In Guinea-Bissau we also have a pending issue. I'm not going to retry from that, not right now, but I'm going to focus on 3 countries. Okay, excuse me. I want to focus on 3 countries. One of them that I didn't mention yesterday is Nigeria. Nigeria, yesterday we saw that the previous president, because remember today in Nigeria we still have some pending issues with the current election that happened in February, the 25th of February in Nigeria. Okay? Until to date, we have not been able to declare the president of Nigeria because the CIA must appoint their puppets. Rule number 1. But I'm focusing on the African problems, which is so clear that is affecting us. Not with, one thing that we think about, one thing that the media has displayed on us and made us thought of is that one issue that is affecting one African country does not concern us. Agree with me or not, but that is what the media has done, and the Western countries have ensured we believe in. One problem that is affecting one African country does not concern me as an African person. If I see Nigerians fighting, that is none of my problem. If I see today's elections going wrong with Kenya, that is none of my problem. Why? Because there's division that has been caused among us African people. Tribalism not being counted inside. If I see today's elections in Uganda going wrong, if it happens that Bobby Wine or Muhoozi is going to be given the presidency, still as an African person, it doesn't concern me. I spoke about this yesterday, and I want you guys to get me clearly, especially when it comes to my shows. I think so far, if you have been really getting into my shows, and so far 2 years of my experience, I've been able to literally be able to analyze most of the things during the week. Okay, if you start with my week properly till the end of the shows on Friday, you're gonna be able to conclude I speak about the same thing that is affecting African people worldwide. If I start with the same topic, it ends up being the same topic till the end of the week. If you have been very, very careful, or rather been attentive with my shows, just saying. Because this week I began with some sensitive issues. Yesterday I spoke of politics, how it is affecting African people. The other day I spoke of division, where we're also being separated by so many little things we think it's not we think, like I spoke of how Africans were so much adaptive of the things we've grown up in, thinking it's okay when it's not okay. Yesterday I spoke about politics. Today it seems like I'm speaking about the same thing regarding the same words I'm gonna use is the same words I've used in the past 3 days. Get me clearly, okay? So we'll start with Nigeria. Since yesterday we spoke about Nigeria, we know we have the current elect president in Nigeria, who is Tinubu, whose elections have been stolen. Hello. Okay, and this is not just Nigeria. We see all this in the African countries, elections being stolen. The CIA knows who's the next puppet to be appointed. But you know what's funny? Like I spoke yesterday, we saw yesterday the Nigerian president went for the coronation. That is the ex-president. Actually, still the recent president, because we have the elects. Let me call him the recent president. Still the president of Nigeria. Muhammad Buhari went for the coronation of King Charles III. Amongst the people who still colonized Nigeria, the British colony, Kenya, Ghana. We know how we colonized, who colonized us. And we're not just talking about British, we're talking about France. All of the African countries, like I said yesterday, don't give a shit who colonized us. We need to reclaim our independence. I don't give a shit who colonized us. F us always saying the British, the France, we were colonized. That is the fact we don't want to deal with. That is the fact we don't want to deal with as African people. Okay? Yesterday we saw the president of Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, went for the coronation of King Charles III, and what he did is extend his visits in the UK by doing what? Going to meet a dental who? How should I call them? But you want to meet a dental doctor, whatever it is. And my biggest question was, how many African people, let me check. I love the fact that I have internet, okay? How many people do we have dying on a daily in Africa because of poor medication? Let me Google this. How many people do we have in Africa dying because of poor medication in Africa? Lack of access to medicines each year contributes to millions of deaths to untold sufferings in Africa. HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, all treatable with existence medicines, including traditional, which I was speaking about I think this week I've been speaking about this. Again, I repeat, this was my question to Google. How many people do we have in Africa dying because of poor medication? I think I should repeat that again. This is every year. Every year they're saying that it's 6 million. I want to know in a day. Okay. How many people do we have dying daily in Africa because of poor medication? No, I want you to do that clearly. How many people do we have dying daily because of poor medication? Let's see that. Many deaths are caused by medication errors. Okay. They're saying that medication errors are one of the amongst medical mistakes, and they may involve prescribing the wrong drug. That is a lie. If you speak of prescribing the wrong drug, they do that on purpose. No. Let me do this. This is crazy. So they're saying that the deaths caused in most of the African countries is because the medication errors are none of the most common medical mistakes. They are involved in prescribing the wrong drug, the wrong doses, or failing to account for drug interactions. Every year in the USA, between 7,000 to 9,000 patients die. I asked Africa, be stupid. I asked Africa. They didn't give me the African shit. They didn't give me the African shit that I requested for. You know? They didn't give me the African shit that I was requesting for. But going back to the first question, how many people died because we have poor medication in Africa? They're saying that lack of access to medications each year contributes to millions of deaths and untold sufferings in Africa. HIV and AIDS, which was brought here on purpose. Tuberculosis on purpose. There's no day in Africa. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna say this out. I always say most of the things out of experience. I'm not saying because I want to bluff. I'm not saying because I want you to listen. I'm not saying because I want to get money, because I'm on Black or Fire, because I'm doing my job. No, I'm giving you reality. Take it or not. It's up to you. I'm just here to do also my job. Period. Listen, growing up, I've grown up with traditional medications. When I said yesterday I used to throw medicines behind the bed, I meant that. I meant that. Most of the medications I used to be given in the hospital, I used to throw them behind the bed. And I remember my uncles, my aunties used to get angry because of it, because they're spending money to get me medications, which is their own cause, because of keeping me depressed either, or beating me so bad to the point I have to be admitted to the hospital. Okay? One. But apart from that, I saw the African medication quick. And I tell you, so quick. I was bitten by a dog, and within 12 hours or 24 hours, I was okay. But most cases today, when you're bitten by a dog, and I've seen this as a grown-up and as a child, and I've seen this as a grown-up, there's a dog that did bite a neighbor, my cousin's dog did bite a neighbor, and we had to pay literally almost $200 for medication. $200. That is 20,000 Kenyan shillings to treat of the poisoning that a dog has in its teeth. What has happened to African medication? It has been destroyed. And I wish Keith was here to make me pull up that article and read it again. If Keith, you are in the building, kindly help me pull that article you made me read some time back ago about the African medication, how it was destroyed. Or anyone who is right here who can help me do that. The African medication, the Rothschild and the Rockefellers did destroy the African medication. When they did go to literally, what was it? I remember the whole thing, but not clearly. When they were trying to literally bring up all this program that is supposed to work by 2030, by 2050, they destroyed all the medicines we had. If there's something like that. Medicines. But they destroyed every modern medications we had, and they killed multiple of people because of the knowledge they had, and which could have literally saved multiple of people because they wanted to introduce their own bullshit. Kindly, if you are here, Joe Mosquito, I think you have so much knowledge. Come on, Joe Mosquito, to everyone who's right here in the chat, I see all of you. Let me know that article. I'll pull it out and I'll read it out. Right now, we have hospitals not working because we have the Rothschild and the Rockefellers working their way into Africa, not just to Africa, but the rest of the world. We've been talking about this. Stop acting ignorant. And sometimes I get mad because most of you are right here in the chat and you don't want to help us do research because you know something and you don't want to help us do research. We ask you something, you want to keep silent, but till it affects you, then you're going to be like, Kid, you know, I did this, my wife did this. It's high time you be real. It's high time you be real. Are you a bootlicker or you're real? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I want to get to know that. I want to also get to know my audience. Most of you are here, we ask you something, you don't want to respond. You act dumb, it's like you're not listening to us. I'm sorry to say. We appreciate you. Your presence really is very acknowledgeable, but we have to be real. We're all grown-ups right here. Nobody is a kid. I'm not talking to you as a baby. I'm talking to you as an adult. We have to talk about the real facts. You want to come back to Africa? We have to help each other get knowledge of what is going on the ground. You want to act stupid? That is your own goddamn problem. Then you come back with this Zoe mentality, sorry to say, then till everything is gone, you're like, I wish I knew, I wish I listened. You want to think everyone is docile till they're not. Let's get facts. Let's be real, okay? And I'm getting real. Africa is the future. And that's been the future. I'm not talking about just Africa and the continent. You are an African. You're part of Africa. Whether you think you are in the UK, in America, wherever you are, you think you're saved. Everything I know right now, bro, you ain't safe. Sister, oh my God, you ain't safe. You guys think You guys think as she called ule nani tulikuwa naye TZ anaitwa nani? All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, electricity had gone out. African problems. Be ready to deal with that. Okay? I was on Sister Stacy's issues. Okay? Most of you want to act like when you come to Africa, everything should be okay. Okay? But once the problem is that we don't nobody is able, nobody wants to deal with our own situation. Like nobody wants to understand the history of both the partners and everything. Saying that Africa is the future, I'm not talking about just Africa, I'm talking also about African people, the African mentality. And this is not just to the African people in the continent, the African people outside the continent. We need to stop acting stupid. You need to stop acting stupid. Okay? Yesterday I was talking about Nigeria. Just to get to the old topic, it's been half an hour and I see electricity acting up. I don't know what's really going on with our electricity. We were talking about power grid on Monday. And of course, I'm not going to be surprised if all this happened and everything. There's issues with electricity going on and off and everything. But yes, we're talking about power grid on Monday. But that's not the main focus of the day. Africa being the future. Yesterday we talked about the ex-president of Nigeria, Buhari, who is still the president because we have the elect. African election is just fucked up. I think right now, if you connect everything, that's why I said if you connect everything I've been talking throughout the week, it's always almost one the same thing. Focus on the same question or the same thing. If I've been very keen, I focus literally all my talks throughout a week ends up being the same subject, or rather focus on the same thing. Yesterday we spoke about Africa being, on Monday we spoke about Africa being scared to freedom of speech, being scared to talk about what is happening, what is affecting us, being afraid of talking of when we wake up to all the lies we wake up to, being born to, it's normal when it's not normal, you know? We spoke about Buhari going to the coronation of King Charles III, which does not literally concern us as African people, despite it being colonized by them. But F that, okay? F that. He spoke about the Benin bronzes. He spoke about the artifacts, stolen by the Europeans. I spoke about the issues of the oppositions yesterday. But what do we realize in all this? We spoke about Tiwa Savage being invited in the coronation performing. Right now, as we speak, we're talking about Tinubu, the current elect president. Literally, he came from a vacation that was on 29th of April. But right now he's going back to Europe for a vacation. African people, where do you stand? Where do you stand? Where have you ever stood as African people? Where have you ever stood? Where are these puppet leaders, these old, I don't know how to call them. I don't know how to call them, but they're old. That's one thing I know. They're old. They're old. Why do we need leaders who are above 50? It never makes sense to me. Why do we need old leaders? Why do we need people who are literally supposed to be going on their graves leading us? And they know nothing about the African history, about the African problems. All they know is about stealing, keeping the country on debts, and so much that they have, of the damage they have done to African people. I want you to make me understand. Where does the African solution for the African problem apply to any of these puppets? Nowhere, right? Nowhere. Tinubu is going to a European vacation right now. We have Buhari, who's supposed to be attending to a dental medication outside the continent. But you, as an African person, you go get a root canal. Shout out to Shmani. You get a root canal for $60, but the next 2 weeks, your root is the tooth you paid for, it's hurting. How is that making sense? And you have to pay the same amount of money, or maybe less or extra, to get the same tooth you try to refix to get extracted. And then your president is telling you, huh? Wait. Your president is telling you, oh, we're making your country better. Man, I'm tired. Man, I'm tired with how Africa works. Man, personally, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm tired. We're dealing the African mentality. I'm done. I'm done. Yes, I am too woke. I agree with that. I'm too woke. I know too much right now, but I'm tired. I am tired. I can't deal with this nonsense anymore. I can't. It's toxic. And at this point, I think I'm in the Black Americans mentality, rather in the Black Americans circle, because even if it was for me coming back to my continent where my ancestors were taken from, then I come see the type of docility we have, the bullshit, the ignorance, I'd be like you. And it makes sense right now. Why I'd be so bitter? Why I'd be so angry everything is not working correctly? I blame the African puppets for it, and I'd blame the African people for not seeing the truth. And I'd also blame, do you know what blame? There's still people to blame. And enough of defending them. Keith always says this, and I disagree with this at this point. We have the sheikhs. Are they called the sheikhs? Or are they called? You know the sheikhs? I don't know. Ni sheikhs sama nini? Wanaitangwa nani wale wa Muslim? Ni sheikhs. Ni sheikhs, yeah? The sheikhs. We have the sheikhs. And the sheikh site is, it has been described for us as African people. It is the Muslim group. No. But if you come to think of it, it's people who have so much knowledge. Keith says one thing, that these people are in the hiding if they do exist, because if they try to reveal the truth, they're going to be part of them being wiped out. Or it is too late to also educate the African people of what was known in the ancient history and what most of the people are not willing to accept right now. But again, don't you think if we try those sheikhs, if they did try educating us, most of us would have gotten the knowledge? Don't you think so? If they did try giving us the smallest knowledge, we'd not be here as African people. Maybe it hits different, you being in America and me being in Africa, but I think it hits different also, me being in Africa, seeing the docility in my people, which I wish I never grew up in, and which I wish my people woke up from. I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when you report some things, and I say this also on Monday, when I was given the freedom of speech to journalists all over Africa, especially African people all over the world, when you're trying to give anything to deal with freedom of speech, most of us end up being wiped out. And I said, I feel it so deeply, because not only am I experiencing it, but I see it. It's more than just seeing it. Like I said on Monday, I didn't know this thing would really get so deep into me like this. I didn't know, literally, being able to stand up by my right is going to affect me by how I see the rest of my people, how they act up. I didn't know that. Like Keith always says again, I used to question, why are most of you always so negative on the comment section? Like, what's up with y'all? I used to question that a lot. I see John Mosquito, I see Big Cheese, I see Sister Michelle, I see Sister Stephanie. All of you, the subscribers of the Blackout Fire Network. You could see some comments even sometimes on the Africa Today show before I took the Africa Today show. I'm like, why are these people always negative? It used to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie. It used to piss me off because I felt like you guys hated us. I felt like you guys really didn't like us at all. And I was like, no, it's enough.
FM mode. Line in mode.
I was like, it's enough of you always criticizing us and telling us how we're docile, telling us how we're not good enough, telling us how we've been colonized, telling us how our minds are so backwards, until I see it right now. It used to be so people seeing Keith cussing us, telling us, you morons, especially that word of morons. It used to piss me off. I'm like, you morons. I'm like, what? You know, the first time I heard of a word of moron was from a Home Alone movie. Huh? I'm like, you moron. Why is Keith calling us morons? It used to piss me so bad.
What I'm saying is, Joby. Okay. You say, why couldn't these individuals, not the sheikhs, the sheikhs is Muslim. Now, we're talking about the shamans.
The
shamans of Africa.
Shamans. Thank
you. Listen. There's a time for everything. So explain. It's like, remember what Katie was saying, still saying now, She couldn't even talk to her parents about nothing. She's talking about on Blackout Fire. So how can a shaman teach you anything? You can't listen to your own children that would teach you. You'd be thrown out the house, Joby.
No, still kid. No, 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 no,
You went.
no. I still believe these people had the right to educate African people. Those who they could, the little they could, the little. So that little.
I'm sure they have, Joby. I'm sure you understand. These people had to go underground. I'm sure they've taught a lot of African people this. You just don't know. They're quiet. So somebody reached out to Dr. Mummy. Dr. Mummy's on that Jesus and the Lord. Some shaman came on her and reached out to her and said, "Come here, sister, let me teach you." So they're still there. Only so many people you can do. You got a mass continent of ignorance, Joby. Whole continent of ignorant people. Whole continent. You know, how can I teach you that? You still think you're different people from tribes. I got to get past the tribe thing first. You can't even let that go. That moron that came with Campbell the first time. About, no, he's not my tribe. My tribe. They was having the fights and arguments in the street. Start talking about this goopy tribe. Ruto's not my tribe. He's bad. What he's doing. You got the right to protest, moron, but he thinks he's caught up in his mind as tribal shit. So we had fallen too deep, Joby. So everybody, I'm sure they taught the ones they can teach. I don't know everybody they taught in Africa. I'm sure it's wide, but they had to go underground. And people were being wiped out. That's how colonialism works. It was the destruction of knowledge, destruction of knowing, putting the people under mind control. So
I think what I've come to conclude personally, and it might sound, I think sometimes it sounds
what happened
crazy.
What happened with Sister Angela? She had problems in South Africa, sitting in the dark. It's dark.
I lost my point when the lights went off. My lights went off. The lights literally disappeared when I was giving the point about Angela. I lost the whole point.
Sister Stacey. Stacey been complaining about South Africa now. What's she talking about?
I mean, I was talking. There was a flaw I had before. The lights just started disappearing, and I'm like, "What's going on?" So I lost the whole algorithm and everything. But
anyway,
what I'd say right now is, with everything I've figured out as an African person, and I think this sounds crazy to most of the people. Most of the people always think I'm crazy when I talk about this. And then sometimes also I don't believe it is affecting me like this. Like when I feel emotional, trust me, I get emotional before I give some stories right here. And even as I talk about them, I'm trying to hold myself back because I feel the pain. It is so painful. I didn't know it's gonna get this deep to me. I swear.
Now you see it. Now you feel it. Yeah, because you were detached 2 years ago because you didn't understand it. Exactly. Why is Keisha? You were detached. Now you've been on the ground, and it affects you even more than me because I'm not on the ground in Africa every day. So I want to tell you what I felt when I would be there. You're there living it now in real time. Like, whoa. So it takes some patience. It takes some maneuverability, some understanding, Joe, what you're dealing with, because you're up. Everybody's still sleeping. You want, hey, wake up. People sleep. Oh, leave me alone. I'm still sleeping. Goddamn, let me turn over. Wake up, Joey. Shit,
no, it's toxic. You guys, it's toxic.
But then you understand that politics, by any other name, it did not involve you. It doesn't. It affects your life. I'm going to be told the politics affects how you live, how much money you make, countries are. It don't involve me. It does involve you. Politics is war by any other name. It's the war of words. If you don't, politics is the substitution for war. So the people won't go to war for getting the things that they need. And if you're docile, not understanding that, that's when revolutions come along because you haven't been given the things you need. People finally get to a boiling point and causes war. But in Africa, you've been kept docile. In America too. African people globally. It's not just in Africa. Africa is the worst because Africa is the wealth. Africa is made the worst because that's where the most power and the most money is at. Africa is wealthy. So that was going to be the most focus of African people going to be on the continent because that's where the wealth is at. We don't got no wealth in America and Brazil and shit. The black people around Jamaica, the wealth is Africa. So they were going to be focus on the education, miseducation more because you guys educated, but to have white people tell you it's on purpose. You guys have the president told you to keep you poor, keep you stupid, keep it down south because Africa's the wealth. You know,
It is. It is, and that's why I did put up my topic as I got like 10 minutes remaining, literally 8 minutes remaining to wind up. Yeah, that's why I put up that as a topic because when you look at the situation happening in
you guys can't go over 10 minutes or something. You the boss. Calm down. Calm down.
okay, so when I was looking at the Nigerian situation right now, we still have the issues of election spending. And if you look at most of the African countries, how they land politically, it's the same bullshit. Where we have
Yeah.
the CIA who have to conclude
And
who's
then
the president.
most of them don't know, like, that's the same thing. It's copy and paste. European put the same. It's to fail. It's to make sure these puppets are in power and everybody's impoverished, everybody's stupid, and you're born into the same shit over and over. It's rinse and repeat. Then you don't even down with the borders. You think you're separate people because these Europeans came and closed you in. It made it even worse. They set up in Berlin in 1885 to make sure they could keep stealing the wealth out of Africa, keep everybody stupid, board my little part out that I'm stealing from. You board your shit out the front, and we don't go on your shit. We steal out of here. Africa's so wealthy. We don't got to fight each other. The whole thing, they were fighting each other for Africa. They say, hold on, we don't get fighting. Niggas take the shit from these dumb niggas. Shit. We're going to make these boards and board out my wealth. This is the place where I'm stealing. This is where you stealing. That's where you stealing. Then if we need to work with each other, then we'll work with each other about shit we need from the places we stealing from. As long as we negate this nigga, we cut him out. We take all of it. So then Africans growing up in that system, they're never educated enough. They're given all kind of religious nonsense with Jesus or Allah.
There was an example of, I wish I can get my whole alignment earlier what I was talking about, but I was speaking about also I think I understand some of the Africans when they think that we should not have a certain connection with the Black Americans, which is not okay, but there's a certain image that has been displayed on us where we think Black Americans don't like us. It's true. And I think
see, so your power went out again, Joby. That's the same thing they teach us, that Africans don't like us. These are lies. It's division on purpose. Divide and conquer is how they keep control of the continent. Because they allow the bootlickers to come over here and display this friction to the African people. You taught that on both sides of the continent. So that's why I built Black Eye Fire, to dispel that, to be on both sides of the continent, so we can bring some understanding to each side. Because this division hurts us as African people and what we're supposed to inherit, what we're supposed to enjoy. We're supposed to enjoy the fruits of Africa. We're supposed to be wealthy. We're not supposed to be impoverished. So if I'm if Joby comes back, come on, General Mosquito. Ain't nobody telling me but General Mosquito. Come on, General. I got up early. Shit is early. We're supposed to enjoy the fruits of Africa. Not everybody has been living up Africa for the last 500 years, but African people. That's why we're impoverished. Everybody else is wealthy around the planet. You don't come to a poor continent to steal. So all these African tropes and poverty's nonsense. You don't go to a poor continent to steal and rob and subjugate people. That's what we got to get through our head first of all. First and foremost, you don't go to a poor continent. Why are the Chinese and all these other people there ever so impoverished? You don't go to a poor continent, poor people. You go because it's wealthy, you want to dominate, you want to steal and rob. That's what it's about. So the African wakes up and comes to that conclusion. Hey, and sometimes you have to be brutal to wake people up. You got to be brutal to shake somebody up when they sleep to get their attention. But, there you go, Joe. She back. Sometimes
Man, I'm so sorry.
it's okay. Sometimes you got to be brutal. It's been 400 years of, imagine you having 400 years of theft happening on African continent. Africans ruled Africa; they were wealthy. So now you got, you don't come to a poor continent to get rich. You don't come to poor people to get rich. So it's talking about thinking. You can't come to poor people to get
Thank
rich.
you. Thank you.
So
Exactly, because they've been saying Africans are poor. So how comes we're poor, but you're still yet sticking in our continent and taking resources out of us? And not just resources, you still stick to artifacts, history.
everything, the
Literally,
land,
you reverse the biblical history to your own favor and
yeah.
everything with African people. And man,
So,
I mean, I feel right now at this point, I'm so gaslighted. I don't wanna get gaslighted more. Okay, so
so what
nah,
happens?
nah, 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 nah,
What
nah,
happens is,
nah.
uh, they came in so organized to steal and rob and kill and destroy the mind, the mental ability of African people to lose their confidence. As Katie said it the other day, brilliantly. You've lost your way. You lost your confidence. Why can't you teach this stuff? And then she's talking about the shamans. Okay, you guys are the shamans. Why aren't you teaching your parents this? Why isn't Katie talking to parents? Huh?
Okay. If you claim we are the shamans, Keith, at this point, I think we should agree we didn't know we were the shamans. And by the time we knew we were the shamans, it was too late for our parents also to educate them. That is the excuse I'm gonna give to me and the rest of my generation.
Okay.
Because with the education I have right now, I think it's too late to educate our parents about it. So what we can do best is educate the rest of our generation, those who are behind us.
That's what you
And
got
trust
to do.
me, right now, the best thing I'm trying to do, I think I also told you about this, and this really, I think this is where my bitterness is coming from. It's really breaking my soul to know, but my sister is about to go to another goddamn Saudi Arabia country or Arabic country to go do a goddamn job, and God knows what is going to happen to her. Okay, just because some goddamn people have no education,
Scary.
it's just fucked up. It's
It's
just fucked
part
up.
of. It's part of. It's her life. It's gonna be her experience. She had the
Yeah.
same. She had the same mental thing that you did, Joe, to say no. So, and hopefully her experience won't be as brutal. Maybe I don't know.
Not everyone has the same mentality, kid. That's one thing you have to understand as well. The same way Katie and I maybe are is not the same way our siblings are.
I
Our
know.
siblings are also indoctrinated the same
I
way.
know. I know. I know. But like people said, there's been enough stories about Saudi Arabia. You ain't got to be intelligent. There's been enough stories about black people in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia that you should know. Oh, let me play before we leave, before we get out of here. And you need to sit down and talk to her and tell her. Stop. Go call her and talk to her and tell her this is what you think. And said then you leave with a clear conscience, Joby. But you can't make her decisions. But you talk to her, say this is what you should expect going
I
there.
did. Imagine
Oh,
I texted her because I told her like,
okay.
hey, you went quiet on me like, hey, just know I'm always by your side, but I had something which I think it's not okay. And that's just no, that's not the way to take. That's not the road you need to take, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Let me share this real quick. Give me a second.
Racism.
Here we go. Give me a second. It's against black people, and you never taught this. Share my screen. You never taught this, and this is what Joby's talking about, the ignorance. You never taught this. And that's a sad fact. You never taught that, and that's why I had to correct. And they're gonna talk about this too. I had to correct Joby and Katie when they first came to Black Eyed Peas. Oh, the Moroccans and the Libyans, all the African. They're not African. They're not our friends. These invaders that took over that part of Africa, and they're racist as hell. So this is a place to let you know. They know about all the Middle East where she's going. Very dangerous and very racist. But the Africans are never taught. I just didn't ever know you wouldn't even taught this growing up till I put feet on the continent. It blew my mind that you talk that these despots have made it really unsafe for Africans to leave to be out in the world, because you're really ignorant of how the rest of the world even works, how the rest of the world feels about African people, and so you're blindsided. You tried to tell her. Sometimes, Joby, those lessons are going to have to be learned through your own experience. You feel for it, but here we go.
That's true. I agree.
Racism is defined as prejudice or discrimination against people of different races. A racist person believes that his or her race is superior, while other races are inferior. Racism in a given area isn't something that can be measured like population.
She's going to see what she says, racism against black people globally, and that's a fact. It's a fact.
Or area. Polls and surveys can be used, but these aren't always accurate. Other data, such as instances of hate crimes and hate speech, can also be used.
And this is a white woman from her travels around the world. She knows that people are anti-black, anti-African.
Determine where racism is most prevalent. In this video, I'm going to name 6 countries that are extremely racist. Number 1 in this list is Morocco.
In Africa.
Behind this gate.
Now, the funny part, you listen to this African tell me he thinks Morocco is Europe. You're in Africa. In Europe, you're not in Europe, moron, you're in Africa. And southern Morocco is still full of black people. This was a black country 500 years ago. You were taken over by these people. That's why I said there's no love, Katie and Joe. There's no love for these Moroccans. They're not Africans. They're racist as shit. These Libyans are racist as shit. These Egyptians, these fake Egyptians, these fake Libyans, these fake Algerians, these fake Muslims, Islam motherfuckers in the north are racist as shit. They're not part of Africa. They're in African countries, but they're not African people.
At Rabat Central Bus Station, a young migrant from Senegal was knifed to death on August 12. He lived in this poor neighborhood of the Moroccan capital. Here, like in many other Moroccan cities and towns, migrants hailing from sub-Saharan Africa face daily acts of violence.
I went out to buy something, so I saw three guys, three Moroccans, and they attacked me with a knife.
He called them 3 Moroccans, brother. They're not even Moroccans. These are fucking invaders. You are the true Moroccan, the African. These are invaders who've taken over Northern Africa and call themselves Northern Africa. They're not. And that's why they call themselves not African people, because they're not. And they're not historically from there. And they do hate your ass. And they have enslaved you. And that's what you find out. You saying it's Europe. It's not Europe.
They took my phone and
Money in your phone?
some of my money.
Kingsley told us he felt
Since you're from Senegal, an Arab nation, you'll say these crackers are your brothers and sisters in Islam. No, the same way the goopy nigga in Christianity say the other white man from Europe is a brother and sister in Christ and all this dumb shit. Like a child.
felt lucky as he only suffered superficial knife wounds, but he said racism was rampant.
Racism is rampant. Yeah.
Racism, yeah.
Bad.
I don't like we blacks.
Exactly.
We have right for many things.
But you were never told that growing up in Senegal that they don't like your ass. You leave Senegal, I'm going to Northern Africa. It's better life, greener pastures. They don't like you. You never was even told this. They're by these fucked up ass despots. Because they get to move in these countries and do their little medical shit because they're presidents. They don't like them either. But they show them a little semblance. Okay, you can come here and use our medical facility because you're stupid and backwards. You ain't built the shit in your own country. You're worthless. We'll take your money. Then when you get your dental treatment, get the fuck back to your fucked up country.
Can't sit. You can't talk to a woman.
Can't talk to a woman.
You cannot talk to a woman.
They don't want you talking to their women, stupid. I know you grew up, you wanted white women so bad and non-black women. They don't want you fucking with their women, boy. They can fuck with your women because your women are mostly black women. You know, they believe that every other race is better than theirs. You can't fuck with their women. They'll kill you. I told you. See, only the Africans about it's okay to rape our women in Arabia because the women are bad. That's right. You can't talk to them. They'll kill you over their women.
It's not allowed here in Morocco. They don't give out job to black people. Even if you have the qualification, if you are capable of doing the job, they can't give the job to you for a black man.
You're black. Go back to, how about you go back to Senegal and fix that? How about you niggas stop running? How about you go fix that? How about you go, and I do agree with this, how about you stop running and go fix the shit you came from? Because you're all cowards. We're going to keep it real. This might hurt you, but you niggas, you grown-ass African men are cowards. I said that. All of you are cowards. From Kenya to Nigeria to Tanzania, all you niggas are cowards. From South Africa, you show black men are cowards, and that's what the fuck you are. You have not stopped and fought for these countries and built them. You want to run everybody else's civilization who's been stealing from your countries. That's why their stuff is more developed than yours, moron. You are cowards. And that's why they don't respect you when you get there. That's why the Nigerian lady was talked to crazy in Canada. That's why they don't respect you. They know you're cowards. They don't respect you. It's African men. Not your women, your men. You cowards. You shown cowardly amongst other men. That's why they treat you fucked up. We won't get real today then. Fuck
Like many other migrants.
You niggas are
Moroccans
cowards.
are very racist, even towards each other.
Yeah, they're very racist.
North with South, Amazigh and Arabs, black and white, and so on. It's
I got treated good because I'm black American. I see the way they treat African people. I say I'm African. Yeah, but you're not as bad. And I do get that when I get the test. You're not as bad as these other Africans. They really stupid. Like, God damn. It's an African person. How's it supposed to make me feel? It's fucked up.
It's ridiculous.
See, and when Katie and Joey first came, they were like, oh, the Moroccans are not even knowing that these people can't stand their ass. From the Libyans, oh, Gaddafi and the Libyan, the white people. What? You get a crash course education here. People are not your friends. They do not like us.
Morocco is very anti-black, anti-Asian, and also there is racism established between people from different regions. There actually is more ignorance than racism in Morocco.
Nah, this is not ignorant. You're talking about the original blacks that are still in South Morocco. They're still there. That's not race. That's not ignorant. They know those people are the real inhabitants that these no good motherfuckers have invaded and took over the country. All these non-black people are invaders and racist as shit.
Morocco, and you will encounter more racism if you're Moroccan than if you're a foreigner. Let me explain. If you are a foreigner, then having any skin color apart from black will make you safe from racism.
Apart from black, and I'm black, I guess because I'm light skinned, I got treated a little better. Any color apart from black, you'll get treated good. White people since they conquered, they get to move like kings. It's just how power works in the world. This wicked ass cracker, since he stole the world, he moves everywhere, everybody loves him. That's how power works. People don't understand. If they're so wicked, why does everybody want to identify white people? Because that's the power. When you've got no power, nobody wants to be with powerless people. People that are weak. White people have gathered power. So everybody wants to be like them. So they get carte blanche and everywhere they go. About power. So you understand how power works. Black people scared of power. I just need Jesus and all that old dumb shit. Jesus ain't got you nowhere but fucking kicked in the face.
Or at least obvious one. If you are black, then you will certainly face racism.
That's right.
But it's more some sort of passive aggressive.
You're in Africa. If you're black, you're definitely going to face racism in Northern Africa because you don't own it, control. They took it over from your stupid ass. If you're black, you're going to face racism in Morocco. See, when Katie thought those Moroccans were helping the Africans not to go to Spain, they were killing the Africans trying to go to Spain. They were killing their ass. They wasn't helping these black people in Morocco.
Racism, and sometimes can be attacked or denied service anywhere. I know of where racism led to denied service when a man wrote that he will not rent his flat to black people.
Exactly.
The community of black students living in Morocco always...
Let me keep it 100. I would not rent my flat to black. This is Tanzania when I had to book Katie and everybody else down in Tanzania from these Indian. I don't want to rent to no black people. This in Africa, black Africa. that they don't still even control. I dare you have anybody that would tell you in Black Africa, they won't reach Africa, they supposed to be taking the fuck out of there. But no, the African man ain't gonna do it. He's weak and fucked up. Too weak.
Always live together. And that shows how much Moroccan people can be not very welcoming to some, but it can be a language problem more than a race problem because they only speak English or French, and not all people here speak those. Now, if you are a Moroccan, you may have encountered some form of racism, as there is a huge ignorance.
The Black
and
Moroccans from the South have, because they're Black.
Depending on where you come from in Morocco.
Yeah, but they're Black.
Rifi,
The Black
Arab,
ones.
Farsi, Sahrawi, or
The white
Jadi.
ones don't.
Now you need to know that
The
since
invaders
Morocco
don't.
doesn't have that much migrants, they are not taught about racism problems because they are a homogenous group that has not come in contact with other races.
They're not a homogenous lady.
And
Those
number
are
two on
those
this
are
list is
Egypt, the fake
Egyptians are mad. And
the fake Egyptians who invaded you, they mad about some damn movie making Cleopatra a mixed race lady. Hey, fake Egyptians, you have stolen a country. You're not Egyptians. You're not comedians. That's a Black civilization. No matter how much white people and you talk about stealing it, it's African, not you people. You got nothing to do with it.
you won't believe why. They've actually
And even you, lady,
sued Netflix
you're not even a real Ethiopian.
because Netflix
She ain't.
I'm about to bust your back too.
mixed with white
Yeah, she ain't.
to portray
She a mulatto.
because
Yep,
they
she's a mulatto.
know that she is too Black, and it's not the right representation of Cleopatra, basically.
There are a lot of different types of racism,
Fucked up in the head.
but when it comes to Black people, the ones who suffer from the brunt
See,
of
when it
the
comes to Black
anti-Black
people-
discrimination in Egypt are refugees
Black
from South
discrimination from Egypt, which was a Black society created by Black people. And all this fake Muslim shit is there now today. That's not our culture, Black people. These are invaders. That's why they took all the goddamn limestone off the pyramids when there's no good bastard got his ass there. Understand this? Everybody been
Yeah.
hiding and trying to claim to us. Let me go on out of here. That's a long video. But I want to know, they show you all around the world, everybody's racist towards Black people. You need to know that. Stop sending your babies out here not knowing shit. And your goopy religion. Stop having your kids up for the slaughter and pretend like they don't know anything. That's just a fact. Racist, white supremacist world. Globally. They've stolen the world. White on top, Black on the bottom, and all of the fake ass races in the middle. So when they see you, you think, oh, they love me in the name of Jesus, in the name of Allah. You find out your Allah don't mean shit to these people. As the video says, they call you slave in Saudi Arabia. That's the little term for as a Black person means slave. Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and a little bit late talking about Dubai. You motherfuckers going to Dubai as Black people. Oh, see all these motherfuckers on YouTube floss. I'm in Dubai. People say racist as shit. I know they racist. I know Arab mindset when they conquered all those are all northern, those are all African lands. You ain't talking none of that. You think those lands that just had those white people there? Those are all stolen. That's part of Africa. There's no Middle East. That's some made up shit they got when they stole it. There's no such continent called the Middle East. That's Northeast Africa. Sits on the African plate geographically. Those lands were stolen from African people. Many wars lost. Africans moved further south and around the rest of the continent until finally they got colonized. So, it's racist wherever you go. The fact that you're an African, you still put other people over you and you don't even, that's another mindset where you're fucked up in the head. Because when you leave Africa, nobody's putting you on no pedestal. They're putting you on the bottom. And you've been told in your face, you are a nigger, a slave, and we don't like your ass. And then you all messed up because your whole life you've been told lies and the missionaries came to help us. You can't even compute it. Shout out to TikTok. I love these cats on TikTok. I'm a TikTok junkie now, goddammit. The young cats know, tell the truth. Their mind all messed up. Leaving Africa, you think people like you and all this old came to help you bullshit. That gets shattered. Oh, wow. They shattered in your face. I love you young cats on TikTok. Keep doing your thing. And lighten your Enlighten your youth. Let them know. Ain't no missionaries come to help you. Came to rob and steal from you. All that bullshit you talk with these despots, they never changed that fake shit the British left behind. Fuck you helping me. You stealing all my goddamn land. Stealing all my gold. How the hell you helping me? How you talking about? Telling Kenya's a white man's land. We're going to kill all these niggas and get rid of them. Talking about. But anyway, I'm done. Joby. Okay. You there, Joby? Like go out again? I think I lost Joby.
I'm here, Keith. All right, let me call you. Man, I feel so fucked up, stressed. I'm sorry, you guys.
Why you feel so stressed? For what?
My sister. I'm worried. You guys won't understand.
Oh, the sister. Yeah, okay. I do understand. I understand the love and the stress. But and you're gonna be stressed. I get it, Joby. I do get it. But what do? She's gotta make her own decision since she's an adult now. It's her decision to make. You can tell somebody over and over again. But
I don't think she has that mentality as me. That's what I wanna let her know that, you don't have to allow anyone make decisions for you. You can make decisions for yourself. I want to let her know she doesn't have to be scared of my dad, because my dad has that notion of making you scared. Like, you're gonna have to walk out of his house and everything.
Well, you're going to
do everything he wants.
I know that's sad. Your dad wants to make money off his own daughter. That's a really sad thing. Well, you're going to bring her to you and talk to her, sit her down. You're going to show her some video. You're going this the only thing you can do. Then it's going to be her decision. You want to do all you want to do. Bring her to you. Get a collage of videos from YouTube. Show her the realities. Sit her there. You got reliable internet. Sit her there. Show her what she's going to expect, and then let her make a decision on her. Then once you show her, she's got to be allowed. She's got to be allowed to make her own decisions, Joe. So show her. Do all you can do, but then the decision is hers.
I'll call you on Saturday. I'll call you on Saturday when I meet her. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to meet her. I have to.
That's what's going to happen. So you got to try your best, and then make her see, bring her back, and have it all set up. I'll just
try advise her the best way I can. Try save her the best way I can. From there, if she doesn't want to make a decision for herself, then it's good.
Yeah, you did all you can do.
Don't count yourself guilty and everything.
Then there's no guilt on you. You do the best you can do. You bring her to you. You explain to her. You show her the articles, the stories about going there when they take it. Say, hey, they're gonna take your passport. You're gonna be stranded. She
already has the passport. That's the thing.
Of course. They sent it over. She already got the passport. Said they're gonna take you. That's the corrupt business of these weak ass African men. These African men have set this bullshit up. They don't give a fuck about their own women. They're weak. So, what you do is, you come explain it to show Africans to Kenyans and other African women when they get to their passports are taken. And a lot of times they're sexually abused, raped. And it's not going to be anything until it don't look for no justice. There's no justice. You're an African. You're black. So no one's going to listen to you. No one's going to give a no one is going to, no one's going to, you're not going to get any justice. They're going to say, hey, I got to go to the police or go to the court. That's a non-starter in Arabia.
This came back from a search.
I wasn't searching that.
I have to get all that together and everything.
Yeah.
I'll figure out during the weekend, because I'm trying to talk with one of our cousins who can literally make things slow down, because my instincts already don't feel good about this. Like, I don't know, today, I told you about something about my instincts, right? Like, when you wake up, think about someone, then it happens. It's real. I'm not joking about it. Like, when I think about someone and I feel like a sort of negative thought or a positive thought about it, happens. I don't.
Right. We're all tied in, especially being a black woman, you're tied into to the other realms of psychic ability, Joe. But that's normal. That's normal. So
yeah.
So you do the best you can.
So guys, take care of your family. Take care of your family members. Protect them as much as you can. That's what I'm gonna tell you as I wind up. Like,
and then, hate to tell you, you're going to have to go have it out with your father. And tell him
yeah,
no.
I'm just gonna tell her the truth. I'm not even gonna get emotional the way I feel so bad for her. That's the thing. That's why I feel so broken right now. But definitely when I spoke to her, I'm gonna be so bold. I'm gonna tell her facts. If she wants to listen, it's up to her. If she doesn't want to listen, then fine. I mean,
you tell her facts, then you go to the father and say, how dare you do this to her?
yeah.
To my sister.
Because I'm not willing to meet the whole family members for all these bullshits. For what, Nan? Hey, you're an adult. I need to talk just to you. You decide what you want with your life, or they decide what they want for your life. So it's up to you.
Yeah, you let her know she's not a commodity. You don't have the right to make money off of her.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, it's immoral. It is immoral.
And she's not seeing it. She's so blind to not see it. Exactly. Yeah. She's
talk all this goofy religious, this fake religious shit. And you send your daughter to the belly of the beast so she can send you money back. You are immoral. Your father and your stepmother are immoral people. Ain't it funny? All that church shit, pastors, all that fake church shit. And at the end of the day, they are bankrupt, immoral. They are immoral people. They would send their daughter out, not even knowing what and everybody should know by now, especially in Kenya, about the treatment African women get in these Arabic countries. You can't be something that we just don't know. Now, shout out to Maria. You can't just say we don't know no more. Uganda's less developed than Kenya, and they know. So can't say nobody knows no more. Can't say your dumbass pilot don't know what he's doing. He don't give a he don't give a shit. So
much love, family. Thank you for joining in. See you guys on the Rhythm Scoop Show. I'm so sorry. This is not how it's supposed to end. You're not supposed to get in here.
You got emotional. You want me to come in, you want me to cry something to cry the makeup off.
I didn't have my makeup on, thank God. So definitely my whole makeup.
I mean your lipstick. Oh, you have your lipstick on, so gloss.
Yeah, it's all
gloss or whatever the hell it was.
God, it's all gone. But just my conclusion, just know that Africa is the future. We need to realize this. We're being taken for granted. Even by our own people. Oh my God.
Not granted. Not granted. You're taking advantage of. Taking advantage.
You guys on the Rhythm
not for granted. Taking advantage of. You're taking advantage of. Not for granted. Taking advantage of. And that's what the weak do to the. That's what the powerful do to the weak. So much love, you guys. Here we go.
Much love, family.
Buda amechocha tu karoti, ni machoki kwenye tambla ndani ya voxi. Buda amechocha tu karoti, Buda amechoka tu na ko.